Room Swept Home by Remica Bingham Risher was inspired by her great paternal grandmother and her maternal grandmother. This wonderful, beautiful collection of poetry, Room Swept Home. And in reading this book and thinking about Remica and her grandmothers, it made me think about my own grandmother. So I came out to their property. My grandparents have been gone a long time, but I came out to this property because this is where I feel closest to my grandmother, right here on this land, and especially near this huge oak tree. This is the oak tree where she used to lock us outside in the summer times and make us play, and we weren't allowed inside the house. So I had to come here to talk about this book. You know what? I'm going to tell y'all the absolute truth right now. It is way too hot to be outside recording this video. I'm going home. I'm going inside. Your girl had to get out of that sun. I was frying out there. Oh my goodness. And I know Remica has a good sense of humor, so if she ever sees this, she's going to say, girl, why were you out there risking heat stroke to record this video? It's because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get out of the house and away from this, standard format, just sitting in front of the camera. It didn't work out this time, but maybe in the fall I could do something else that's a little bit different, right? But anyway, let's get to the purpose of this video, which is talking about this beautiful and wonderful collection of poetry. I loved it. Remica put a tremendous amount of research into this book, getting to know her grandmother so that she could express through their voices all these wonderful poems, right? And the book is wrought with pain and sadness, but at the same time, she leaves us with joy. And she did say that in her lecture, leave them with joy. No matter what you discuss on the front end, on the back end, leave people with joy. And now I carry that with me. The thought of leaving every circumstance in joy and leaving people with joy. So I love that. Her poems are about postpartum depression and mental illness and women's rights, but also faith, love, legacy, family, all those things. And I love the way she expresses through the voices of her grandmothers, and then in the end herself. Some of my favorite poems, well, it's hard to say my favorites. I'm going to read one to you though that I really like, and it's about her grandmother learning to read at an older age. Let me see. It's called Night Class, Peabody High School, 1936. They've taught me how to put the alphabet to my name. Been counting for years, but never had letters. Most of the class twice or three times as old as the teachers here. What will they make of crooked teeth and letters? They are good and patient children, cleaning the board filled with our sad chicken scratch. They understand letters that barely touch. They want so much for us in our dwindling years. They hold us dear. We're their unplanned letters. Miss Sue, one teacher, visits the market, buys from my garden, always minds, says, you got some stories, Miss Minnie, tracing freehand letters. Sometimes we sing, sometimes we sorrow. These brick walls hold secrets most won't write down. I read headstones now, their stone-clad letters. They won't take money in exchange for teaching, say, you're owed this and more. We thank them by returning, opening our doors. They help address our letters. I just love that. Imagine in your elder years trying to learn how to read and write. Beautiful. There's another poem, Minnie and Mary lived to 84. I really like that one. That was good. And then there's another one, because the scale of our breathing is planetary at the very least. And the good news is I have a clip of Remica reading that poem Here it is.
The scale of our breathing is planetary at the very least. There is a way for humans to learn from each other. I won't lie, it does involve pain. If the scale of breathing is collective, beyond species and sentience, so is the impact of drowning. So we'll have to sit with our embarrassment and evolution, our altered, long-carried, waterlogged skin. We have figured out how to map the billions of genomes, how to change colors of flowers and count forests on the ocean floor, but equations can't tell us everything. You've come to fear me more from the not knowing, the naughtiness all around me. You know nothing of the depth of my grief and the leagues of my love. How can something so far be so bright? I know it seems I've dreamed this, but my grandmothers are with me as sure as there is light. Time is absolute, space is not. We will agree on when we arrived, but how far we've traveled is a trick of the mind. You may see it differently. The axis of symmetry, how fluid is the weight of history, how quickly you can fling it from your shoulders like excess water or a showman's cape. Everything, pulsars, bad decisions, tradition, wants to live. We hate to admit when we've caused harm, when we need stitches, but this is existence. Everyone all at once refusing to determine how we might name our betrayals. And who will be the animals carrying us back to the sites of disappearance, the iron traps with teeth, the broken reef. You know, where I'm from, the word see, S-E-E, means to follow with the eyes, right? And I see you means I will not erase you. So I see you. Right? The same sound, see, S-E-A, means every pace that passes between us. Caught between the devil and the deep blue sea means you can't escape what's left here for you. Or some walked into the ocean. Should I forgive you for this? I do want the planet to mourn us. I do want to bend the arrows of time. I do want every atom, every animal to love the women who have loved me. Allow me this selfishness, and I'll work on seeing a creature for what it is, what it could be. Everything that thrives runs on the rhythm of water held by the moon. The invisible string bearing the weight of satellites. Every one of us was raised on appetite, craving, mother light.
I really, really hope that you will pick up this collection of poetry, even if you're not an avid poetry reader. Check this book out anyway. It's beautiful, and I know you're going to love it. And I'm going to insert a couple of pictures of me and Remica here at the end of this video. Take care, everybody, and until next time, keep reading. Bye-bye.